Hello and welcome into the Tippin Gymnasium here on the campus of Clarion University, as we have some Vulcans basketball for here today, as the Clarion Golden Eagles will be taking on California Vulcans. And welcome into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck, joined by Goday, and just throwing you right into some basketball here tonight, as California is up in this one already 8-0 with 8 minutes and 25 seconds elapsed in the first quarter of play. And Dylan, really fast start for the Vulcans thus far.
Yeah, it was a fast start. And we like to apologize for those technical difficulties getting going here today. But now with that free throw, it is 9-0. A bit of a shakeup in the starting lineup for California. BB George and Natalia Casals made their way into the starting lineup due to some injuries for California.
And Jameer Jeffries has picked up pretty well in this contest on, as she has 4 points already since BB free throw, but now Clarion and number 11 Jordan Bekelja will be inbounding the ball for the Golden Eagles. Over to Marina Kelly. Kelly working around the outside, feeling the pressure from California. Good defense there from Mia Kushan. Now driving in the lane. Amisha Harden-Pullum gets blocked by Shatera Parson. She's a block machine here tonight.
She is a block machine. And to update you on California's last game as well, they did fall to mercy here 61-53. That was their lowest shooting percentage in 5 years. They're at 29%. So California starting off a lot better this game than last from the field.
And a big story was out-rebounded 48-34 in that contest. That's something that they're really looking to try to improve on in this contest and really for the rest of the season. Now as their record shows 16-3 and 11-2 in divisional play. It's down the outside. Kushan passed it over to BB George. BB George directing traffic underneath the rim. BB George gets it right back, shoot right outside, inside the three-point arc, and then Kushan puts a shot up, no good. Second chance points is what California is all about. Now Jeffries underneath the hoop, puts one up, and good.
This team for California is hustling early as we're going to get a timeout here by Clarion, but definitely picking up the pace on the offensive end and the defensive end, hustling around, getting offensive rebounds, and that's how they score their first 3 points of this game.
And California's out to 11-0 run, and I was going to say this is the first time we're seeing, or this, I guess, semester for me. But now we're going to look at the tail of the tape right here on the screen. California just at 69.2 points per game, shooting just about 43%, looking really to improve that here tonight. Yeah,
they are, and for Clarion there, that's 50% percentage. Kind of the story of California's game last time. California only shot the ball 29%. For the season, Clarion's only at 36%. So they're going to have to try to get easy baskets here tonight, as well as the rebound advantage. Kind of even there for both teams, and the turnovers as well. California's going to try to force Clarion more than those 14.7 turnovers per game to try to get the victory here today.
And those turnovers, really the story of the game last game for Clarion as they took on IUP. Dylan, you mentioned that before, 87-42 loss. And IUP had 28 points off of turnovers from the Golden Eagles as they only got 9 points. Clarion, really the same thing for them. They want to look to improve a little bit more from last game. You can see there right on your screen. Both teams coming off of losses, and it's really just to rebuild, gain some more confidence if you're California, and get it back into the win column if you are the Golden Eagles as a record of 7-12.
Yeah, the Golden Eagles, they're coming off a tough stretch, though, playing Edinboro, IUP, and now California, the 3 top teams there in the West. So definitely a tough 3-game stretch for the Golden Eagles.
Now the PSAC West action is really going to start to pick up this semester. We always like to see that play, tough conference play. As there's a breakup now as Kushan trying to fight for it. She comes up with it. Gets over to Casals and back over to Parsons right inside the three-point arc. No good. Kushan there gets the friendly rebound and passes it back out. And Natalia Casals will slow down this offense with 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Natalia Casals has handled the point guard duties so far in this one. Again, Abby Sporio out due to injury.
Good pass there from Shatara Parsons. Couldn't handle it, was Jeffries, but then Shatara Parsons takes it herself and turns the ball right over to Clarion. Now working 3-on-3 as everybody retreats back on defense. Gets over to Amisha Harden-Pullum, working against Jeffries. Drives in, then tries to toss it over to Marina Kelly, kind of off guard on that one. As now Casals will be called on the reach right in front of the referee.
The second foul on California here in this one. Natalia Casals first. Only 3 total fouls in this one to start out. Clarion still looking for their first basket of the night. Harden-Pullum there, Misha Harden-Pullum averages 15.5 points per game. The Golden Eagles going to try to get her the ball here, but she's guarded here by Shatara Parsons, so that'll be an interesting matchup to watch out for.
Yeah, she was solid last season for the Golden. Is a senior. As now there's a travel called, so California gets the ball right back. You mentioned trying to really just get the first bucket of the night, get those jitters out, shake off those cobwebs. The game was not that long ago, but still shake off the cobwebs and get back out there on the floor. As Casals brings it across the half-court line. Now with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Parsons gets around the top of the key, then gives it right back over to Kushan. Working around the outside now is California. Parsons.
Wee checking in. He's out here, how you pronounce that?
I believe so, yeah.
She checks in there, providing some size for the Golden Eagles.
Snapping against Casals. Making some space for herself. Then gives it over to Weehee. Weehee gets it over to Moltz. Moltz shot up. No good. Off the back of the iron, and now in transition, Natalia Casals has a 3-on-3. Puts the shot up, but she will be called on the travel. Clear travel right there. Knew that she traveled as she just throws the ball up at the last second.
A couple turnovers and back-to-back possessions there as you see her pivot foot move there. but California on the defensive end content with keeping Parsons on hard and pull him there to try to slow her down.
Bekelja now forced the pass as Kushan a little bit late getting over there. Now Weehee underneath the hoop. No good. Almost a wide open layup. As now in transition, California slows this offense down just a little bit. Casals kind of says, everybody just take a breather, take a rest, and Kushan gets it now started on offense. Jeffries looking to pass, finds Parsons. And working against that mismatch on offense, has shot up no good. All air on that one for Natalia Casals as they turn the ball right back over to Clarion.
California struggled from behind the three-point line in their game against Mercyhurst, only hitting 1 3 in that whole game. So try to get more threes up and in for California. I think that's their goal here tonight.
And they're about a 28% three-point threat from behind the line for California. As now some pressure on defense from California. Now Weehee shot up, no good. Weehee gets her own shot right back. Shot up, no good as well. Moving around there on defense is California, and there will be a foul called. Let's see what's on it. It's on Natalia Casals.
Jatera Parsons appears to be in a bit of pain there as she wasn't boxing out on either of those attempts, and that really caused Weehee to be able to get those offensive rebounds.
Last 2 fouls have been called on Natalia Casals, so she checks out, and Bianca Jasper, the freshman from Middletown, Pennsylvania, will sub in. Bekelja gets it into Weehee, and there will be a double dribble called, so Clarion just, it seems like they're getting in underneath the basket, taking those high percentage shots, but they're not falling here tonight.
Yeah, already up to 6 turnovers are the Golden Eagles, so that's a stat line they need to try to limit here. Again, they're only averaging 14 a game, but already with 6 halfway through this first quarter.
Jasper coming in brings a little bit of speed to this California offense, as now Bekelja tries to get the ball away from Jeffries and goes out of bounds, last touched by the Golden Eagles. So Jasper will inbound the ball over to Parsons. Parsons splits the double team, keeps her dribble alive, gets the dribble right back, trying to throw it all over the place, and Jasper, keeps her dribble. Over to Kushan, 5 seconds left on the shot clock, trying to keep her composed. As Weehee now just puts her arms up and gets it, the 6'4" forward. Just takes that rebound right away. Now Moltz on the outside, shot up and no good. Jatera Parsons there to gobble up the rebound. And she is in clear pain, limping just a little bit now coming across half-court line. You can see her right there in the middle of your screen.
And ever since really that injury, California has struggled from the field. Haven't made a shot in the last few minutes of action here. So try to get an easy bucket here in that scoring drought.
And right there, Kushan looked over to Parsons, maybe for a little bit of a pass, as there is a foul away from the ball on that one.
They're going to call a charge, I believe, there.
It was, yeah.
Not sure about that one. We're going to take a look in that arm, but sub in here for California, but it's not going to be for Parsons. They're going to leave her in there with the injuries. Jeffries will check out, and DJ Hum will check in there for California. And
just to finish a thought from earlier, Kushan looked like she wanted to pass into Parsons, and Parsons kind of shook her head like, no, I don't want it right now. So that's a little bit of concern there for California. Good interception, if you will, from Kushan there on defense, as Jasper now possesses the ball for California. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter of play. California up 11-0. Haven't scored either team in quite some time. Now BB George on the outside. Taylor Moltz. Kushan has a wide open shot, elects to shoot, and it is good. That's a 2-pointer just inside the 3-point arc, so the score is now 13-0.
Yeah, without Parsons really being a factor on the offensive end, it's going to be tough for California to get any movement on that end of the court.
And Harden Pulliam being a little bit shorter, she has that speed. She has that ability to cut a little bit more, not really taking advantage of that. Now BB George in transition over to Kushan. Unselfish play there, getting the easy shot to fall, making the score 15-0 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Mentioned those points off a turnover. I think we might see a substitution here for Parsons as she looked over the bench and said, I might need to get a break here.
And Taylor Moltz now passes it over to Harden Pulliam, just a little bit too high, but she corrals it. Now working in the lane, having that speed, illustrating it right there. And the first bucket of the night comes from Tanita White, the fun sophomore from Mount Union, Pennsylvania.
And that's what Hardin Pullum need to do there. She just can't move there with her injury, and she took advantage of it.
Looks like it's a lower body injury. She's limping around just a little bit. Shot up and good. So she's still a threat. She might be injured, but she can still shoot the basketball, making the score now 17-2.
Yeah, still hobbling her way back up the court. She's grinding this one out. Again, not the most important game here for California, as Clarion near the bottom of the PSAC West, so they don't need to really use her if they don't have to here.
You might say that's not important, but every game in conference is very pivotal later on in the season. Likes to take in account what you did in game matters. As now Bianca Jasper at the top of the three-point arc gives it over to Mia Kushan. Now BB George corrals it, gets it right back to Kushan, kind of fakes a shot. Over to Shatara Parsons, moves around one defender, a beautiful move, gets to the hoop and puts it off the glass, 4-2.
Yeah, she something else there with battling through the pain, now clapping it on the defensive end, staying on Hardin Pullum. You can't ask for more grit there from Parsons.
Really can, and California can ask for more than this in the first quarter of play, up 19-2. Under 15 seconds left now. No good on the three-point shot from Amisha Hardin Pullum. Now BB George in transition, gives it over to Mia Kushan yet again underneath the. Now it's 21-2, and it looks like that is how the first quarter will end as Hardin Pullum loses possession, but stay tuned to the second quarter of play, see if California can keep this dominant play up. Network.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship, found nowhere. The home of Division II college sports.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it?
Hello and welcome back into the Tippin Gymnasium here on the campus of Clarion University. The score is 21-2 in of the California Vulcans. And welcome back into the broadcast. Once again, I am Danny Beck, and joined alongside me is Dylan Goday. And Dylan, really the first quarter of play, and it's already dominant that California, 11 points off of turnovers. And, you know, California, if they can keep this.
8 turnovers there from Clarion. Already over halfway to their season average there of turnovers per game, only shooting 1 of 10 from the field as well. So California's defense has been superb thus far. Neely
Whitehead, a new sub in for the Golden Eagles, trying to switch up the lineup just a bit, as well as DJ Hahn back in. Tanita White getting back on the scoring sheet as she gets her second bucket of the night, making the score 21-4.
And she took the ball right at DJ Hahn, able to get it easy.
DJ Hahn right off of Tanita White, as there will be a foul called on the floor. We'll see exactly who it's on, and it is on Neely Whitehead. A bit of a hold on that.
First foul, team first here. We'll have a good look at that replay, but again, just a contact foul there as California was trying to get to the basket. California's Kushan was trying to get to the basket there.
Jasper brings it up at the top of the key and is looking for offense. Mia Kushan now back over to Jasper with just under 20 seconds left on the shot. Looks over at it and barks out the play call for her offense. Flood Francis sub in for California as well. Hahn drives to the hoop and gets the bucket to fall. Friendly roll.
Yeah, Hahn kind of forced that one up, but it got the friendly roll like you mentioned there, Danny. Again, not a lot of movement right now for California's offense. Get some looks against the zone. They could do a better job of that.
And driving to the basket yet again is Tanita White, and she makes her third bucket of the night. And it kind of seems like this lineup for California has a little bit more speed than we're used to seeing I said that before with Bianca Jasper subbing in, as well as Flood Francis.
This is one of the times we've seen this lineup all season long here for California.
As number 33, Yasmin Lewis, brings it up the floor, drives into the hoop, and then elects to pass it right back out to Neely Whitehead, setting up her offense. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left before half. Kushan trying to play some good defense, but didn't need it as shot from Yasmin Lewis went really high on the backboard. It's now Flood Francis. The ball passed it over to Mia Kushan, and then she was fouled. Nothing easy underneath the hoop from the Golden Eagles.
It's her second foul as she reached in there. They're actually going to call her on the push. They're not going to call it on Hardin Pullum, who tried to strip that ball away.
First shot up and good. Here the cheerleaders in the background saying miss it 22, so trying to get into their head here for the home crowd from the Golden Eagles.
And they're saying that to the best free throw shooter on California's team there at 83% this season.
And she flexed her muscle on that one as she hit both of them. 25-6 now in favor of the Vulcans. It's now Neely Whitehead working against Bianca Jasper. You don't like to see that, though, as Tanita White run underneath the hoop, unguarded, as she has all of her team's points here tonight.
Yeah, only averaging 4 points a game now with 8 points in this first half. White really the only scoring threat here for Clarion right now.
Now Jasper has it on the outside. Mia Kushan trying to work underneath the hoop, kind of battling for position. Not in position as Jasper now has to carry it out a little bit. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jasper elects to shoot. Shot up and no good off the side of the backboard, and it's going to be a jump ball. Can't see the possession arrow, though, so we're going to see, and it will stay in California's hands.
California continues to struggle from behind the three-point line the last few games, as we're going to see that play that took place there. A little bit of contact there, but again, California needs to find. They're not the best three-point shooting team. Haven't been known for that the past several years, but they have to knock down a few of them here as we get into conference play. That'll become big playing IUP and Mercyhurst later on.
And Mickey Glenn was kind of one of those players for California last year. Keeping possession is California. One of those players that can just hit the three-point shots when Lewis. Hardin Pullum losing possession, and California will take the ball right back. Gina Valacorsa coming back in, or coming in for the first time here tonight, as well as Shatara Parsons. Subbing out is BB George and DJ Hahn.
Parsons appears to still be in some pain, but she's back out on the court. They have 25-8 advantage. Don't see her playing too many more minutes here if this first half continues the way it started.
And you did mention before when you said that it wasn't that serious of a game, it doesn't mean much. I kind of took it out of context a little bit, meaning that they can keep Shatara Parsons out and start one of these other players, as there will be a travel on the floor, but they can put somebody else, maybe a little bit of a younger player out there on the floor for Shatara Parsons, allow her to rest up just a little bit. It's not a game against IUP. It's not a game against Slippery Rock or Edinburgh or anything like that. They can really take this game and kind of use it to build on for the future.
Yeah, definitely. Don't need to risk her getting injury.
She has that fighter's spirit, though. She always wants to be out there on the floor. And there's the three-point shot from Amisha Hardin Pullum, making the score now 25-11.
Clarion, though, battling back now, cutting this lead down to 14. Hardin Pullum finally getting going on the scoring end.
Now Shatara Parsons running around out there on the floor, unguarded, it seemed like. Maybe just lost her matchup and getting underneath the hoop and getting the shot to fall, making the score now 27-11. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter of play. Hardin Pullum shot up, having some confidence, but that shot will be no good. Mia Kushan there for the rebound.
It's off Kushan, and if Parsons not there, out there on the court, it really mixes things up and causes California to have some problems.
As now Yasmin Lewis will inbound the ball to Neely Whitehead for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, kind of a silly turnover there for California. Don't want to give the ball away to Clarion here. Need to be a little bit more fundamentally sound here. This isn't the California team we're accustomed to seeing in games like this.
And you mentioned before, Amisha Hartapolium is one of those scoring threats for this Golden Eagles team, and she really hasn't gotten started here tonight, only with 3 points. And that three-pointer just a little bit ago. Fudd Francis gets it over to Mia Kushan. Now Jasper has it, trying to set up a play. Valacorsa gets her first touch of the basketball here tonight and quickly passes it over to Jasper. Parsons has it now, working against Tanita White. Shot up, no good, couldn't get the friendly roll. And Clarion will take over possession after a few players combine to basketball and make it go out of bounds. As there is a media timeout now. And Dylan, it kind of seems like we haven't really seen much difference in the second quarter play than we've seen in the first. Clarion obviously scoring a little bit more than they have in the first quarter of play. I believe the score was 20-2 or something like that at the end of the first.
Yeah, it was. And California, take a look at these highlights here. Trying to get easy baskets here in this second quarter has been hard to come by. Clarion not turning the ball over as many times as they did there in that first quarter, and that's caused California to struggle a bit to find easy baskets. But here on these replays, you can see on the defensive end, White there, they can score so far. And Nita White there for the Golden Eagles, she got going there with 8 points. And Sarah Parsons again battling through injury, driving to the basket here. Nice finish there through a bit of contact as well. But again, with her injury, it's great to see her out there battling. We're going to take a look at the PSAC West standings here. And again, mentioned Clarion now at the bottom of the PSAC West. So again, at the top there, it's really neck and neck between IUP, Edinburgh, and California. Clarion's last 3 opponents as well. But again, really a 3-headed race there at the top. Seton Hill waiting in the grass there at 10-3. But this Clarion team out of Parsons until really she can't go anymore on that ankle and just ride this thing home.
And she's one of those pivotal players out there on the floor, if not at all scoring, more so of leadership out there on the floor. But she's a good mix of both, as we really haven't seen Sierra Barrett this season due to injury, speculation. But nonetheless, you know, she's one of those players out there on the floor that can really change the outcome of a game, as you see right there. Her defensive pressure making Tanita White turn the ball over back to California.
Yeah, she's an all-around player. Again, mentioned her, the offense running through her in the defense there. She's usually guarding the best scoring threat on the other team. If that's a post player or that's a guard, puts her on their toughest matchup.
Right on offense, as we see her go up to the basket, no good. Gina Valacorsa there to get the rebound, and then gives it right back up to Bianca Jasper. But nonetheless, now she's kind of filling in that role of Mickey Glenn of last season. Kushan cross-court pass over to Jasper. Jasper picks up her dribble, then gives it right back over to Valacorsa. Just inside the 3-point arc, shot from Shatara Parsons. Somebody fell on that one. It's BB George. She comes up kind of holding her head. But nonetheless, I believe California will keep possession, yeah, with 28 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, California just struggling a bit here to hit the open looks, but they are getting offensive rebounds, so a couple of chances here on this possession.
To the hoop. California, these second chance opportunities to really let their offense get to work. You said they're going to milk some time out of Shatara Parsons, really just milk some time off the clock, if anything. It's now Jasper, almost passed it over, then retains possession. Looking over at the shot clock, now with 10 seconds left. Parsons picks up her dribble, shot up, no good. And right there, finally, now Clarion gets the ball back. Neely Whitehead bringing up the floor for the Golden Eagles. Straight to the bucket, excuse me, tries to keep it alive, and Tanita White will. Now shot up, no good. And one going to the line is Yasmin Lewis. Good opportunity there for Clarion.
That's where the injury there to Parsons, or whatever she's dealing with there, really comes into play. Is it's a box-out opportunity there for, well, actually, they're going to call Jeffries on that foul. Oh, no, Mia Kushan, excuse me, on that foul. So saving Parsons there, excuse me. She could have been a box-out position there, but again, with that injury, she wasn't able to.
Completing the 3-point play right there was Yasmin Lewis, as Bianca Jasper will bring it right across the Golden Eagle mascot on half court. Now with under 3 minutes left to play in the first half of action. Kushan kind of spins around, allows Jasper to get wide open and knock down the three-pointer right there. Makes the score 30-14 in favor of the Vulcans.
Yeah, that three-point shot just adds another element to this offense. If Jasper's able to hit that consistently come tournament play, that could definitely help out California to try to get a PSAC crown.
And Tracy Weehee kind of turning the ball over on that one as BB George goes to the bucket, and she will be fouled. Again, nothing easy underneath that hoop.
Nothing easy as George drives in, and there you see the contact on the wrist there. George by Harden Pullum. That's only her first foul. Again, the leading scorer there for the Golden Eagles. Hasn't gotten going as of yet, but she'll try to get some more points as this first half wears down.
BB George is a 50% free throw. Trying to improve on that percentage. Readies her second shot with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. And her second shot is no good as well. Marina Kelly sub back in for California, or excuse me, for Clarion, as BB George will be called on the foul. Trying to go after the ball.
It's only California's second foul here in this quarter, as that's only George's first foul as well.
Harden Pulliam now has taken over the half-court line. Dribbling around, trying to get away from BB George, and right there a strip from Shatara Parsons, showing no signs of injury. She gets right to the basket and gets it to fall. Now she's showing a little bit of a sign as she limps away.
I'm not really sure what that injury could be. Whatever it is, she's battling through it. Doesn't appear to be in pain, as she was in our coaches show yesterday that was on crutches. So whatever she was dealing with obviously caused her to be on crutches yesterday. So she's battling through whatever that injury is.
Might be seeing a little bit of precaution in that as well, trying to just take some pressure off of that leg, if anything. You know, you can just speculate if you have crutches, you know, it's a lower body injury. You don't really want to say anything about that, but just a little bit of speculation. Will be at the line. She's a 45.5% free throw shooter for the Golden Eagles.
It may just be some soreness as well, as again, only really bothers her when she stops there. When she's in full go there, as we saw the layup, it didn't really affect her till after she put the layup up. So just something to look out for the rest of this first half.
Saturday against Slippery Rock, they're sitting in the middle of the table in the PSAC West. You don't really want to see that affect her more now.
And they'll want to knock off this California team. That's a game that Slippery Rock wants to win year in and year out.
As now Jasper shot up kind of off balance. No good, and a foul away from the ball on that one, and that's going to be called on BB George yet again. Last two fouls consecutively called on number 4.
California racking up the fouls on the offensive end, not really the defense. Playing hard defense, not getting called for fouls, but really trying to get a little extra on the offensive end has caused them to pick up some fouls.
So now Clarion with Misha Harden Pullum getting to the basket, and Tanita White shot up no good off the front of the rim. As now Kushan looking up the floor, elects to keep it herself. Bianca Jasper setting up her offense with a minute left for a play. Rifled up to fall.
Nice basket there for California. And if I'm Clarion here, I want to try to go after a Parsons and try to, again, that's the weak point of this defense now with her injury. But again, nice charge there taken by Jasper. I'll try to go right at her, try to weigh her down, and have her sit out, because that only helps this Clarion team.
Kind of the ball could have been turned over for Clarion. You saw the charge. Now with just about a 14-second difference between the shot and game clock. Just about 30 seconds left, and good from Tracy Weehee as Shatara Parsons tries to get the ball right back for her offense, working up the floor against number 33, Yasmin Lewis. White shot no good. Jasper now shot clock off, 15 seconds left. And she just slow this down and milks some time out. California up by Jasper, gives it over to Valid Corza, then gets it right back over to Jasper. 3-point shot up, no good. BB George there to get the rebound, shot up and good, and that will count. Score is 36-14 going into the halftime break. Stay tuned as we have some more Vulcans basketball right here on CUTV and on the PSAC network.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights, or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Hello and welcome back into the Tipham Gymnasium here on the campus of Clarion University, not California University, as your California Vulcans are up in this contest 36-14. Welcome back into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck, and joined alongside me today is Dylan Goday. And Dylan, really a tale of the same half. You know, California 16 of 36, 1 of 4 from the three-point arc, and on the other side, Clarion just trying to get started still, it seems like, in this contest, 6 of 22 from field goal.
Yeah, 13 turnovers is not what the Golden Eagles wanted to do there in that first half. 7 for California, 0 there for Clarion. That's a big stat as well. For those turnovers, again, Clarion averaging 14 a game and already up to 13 rebounds there, 23 for California, and most of those have been at the offensive end as well. So California, again, getting 36 shots and with 36 points as well. That just means they're getting so many offense. They're missing a lot of shots. They're only 16 of 36, but they're hustling on the offensive.
The 23 rebounds for California and the 15 for Clarion. That's something that you really have to be proud about. And you also mentioned how most of those rebounds are in the offensive side for California, and really setting up these second chance points out there on the floor, allowing their offense to get started back again. But Clarion, they just look like they just have to drive to the hoop. We talked about how Shatara Parsons looked like she was a little bit injured, maybe a lower body, but she's fighting right through it. You really couldn't see even on offense, getting away from her matchup, getting underneath the hoop, getting those high percentage shots to fall, as she is still out there on the floor. Kind of the same lineup that we saw to start this contest with, and Clarion kind of switching it up a little bit as we see Tanita White as well as Amisha Harden-Pulliam, both those scorers out there on the floor, it seems like, for Clarion. Just trying to get started in this second half of play as Clarion gets the first possession of the second half. Now California putting the pressure on as there is a backcourt violation. Good defense there from California. It was just the duo of Natalia Casals as well as Shatara Parsons in that double team, and that allowed them to turn the ball over.
Yeah, first possession in the second half, turning it over. That's not what Clarion wanted. Now dropping back in a 2-3 zone here. Interesting to see how California is able to work against this zone and see how they can score.
Who's trying to move around that pick, getting over to Casals now, gives it over to Parsons. Parsons working along the baseline, almost put a shot up, but instead Jeffries will get it. And a lot of kind of switching possessions really quick, as now Clarion gets the ball in transition. Harden-Pulliam driving into the lane, right on that PSAC logo, gets it right back out. Wide open shot, up and good. Sink that three-pointer, making the score 36.
On the three-point line, so if it's open, she'll be able to hit it.
And she hit 2 three-pointers here already tonight, as Kushan working against Neely Whitehead, and she'll be called on the blocking foul.
I think that will be her third, and it will, so that is her third foul. The only real foul trouble in this game has been her. I don't think anyone else even has 2 fouls besides Natalia Casals there for California.
We saw her sub out a little bit earlier on in this contest. Another name that we haven't seen is Abby Sporio, since kind of looked like she got injured a few games ago. That was over break, and that's the game that both of us, we weren't really there for. That's a game against IU. Parsons, see right there, you wouldn't tell that she could be injured. You know, she's limping around a little bit, but she's still driving to the hoop and being just as effective as she was. Lateral cuts.
Yeah, and you don't want to speak for me there. I was at that IUP game,
Excuse
Danny,
me. Excuse me.
Get your facts straight. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I was at that game, and it was a back and forth game, and really the first time this season I remember California looking like the team of old and really stretching that lead out towards the end of the game.
I was watching that on my laptop. I switched over and watched it on my phone, and just that mobile, the availability of watching it on multiple different platforms. As tonight I mentioned before that you might be seeing on the PSAC network. You aren't seeing this on the PSAC network. You might be watching this on YouTube on our CUTV Sports 1. So just want to correct that. I felt like that was something I needed to correct, because Dylan made sure I did correct that. As Shatara Parsons go to Jeffries, now setting up the offense. With 10 seconds left on the shot clock, Jeffries shot up, no good. And Mia Kushan there to gobble up that second chance point and make it the score 38-17. Now up by 21 are the California Vulcans.
Mia Kushan's been a huge threat for California.
Right there, it looked like Neely Whitehead had an open lane right to the hoop. There's a jump ball called on the floor, and California will get possession. As actually there was a block on that one. We're going to take a look at this replay here. Actually, we're not. We're going to look right back onto the live game as Natalia Casals brings it across the half-court line. But Neely Whitehead looked like she had an open lane right to the basket, and kind of getting over there a little bit late was Shatara Parsons, but she was just as effective. As there's a travel call now on California, so just, excuse me, a charge.
Actually, I think they called the travel there before the charge that she slid her pivot foot.
So now switching possessions back and forth are Clarion and California.
Could have easily called the charge or the travel there. 2 violations there by Kushan.
As now Hardin Pulliam still working against it. Good. Great move there from Yasmin Lewis.
Yeah, great move there by Lewis. I'm surprised they haven't gone to that a little bit more here tonight. That was a nice looking move there by the freshman.
So now Baby George gives it over to Shatara Parsons. Shot up, no good. Kind of bricked that one right in the corner of the rim. So now in transition, Yasmin Lewis, as Tanita White gets the rebound. Shot up, no good. And then turns the ball over is Clarion as Yasmin Lewis falls out of bounds.
Yeah, sloppy play there by the Golden Eagles. Just couldn't retain possession of the basketball. But really, you're forced into that for the entirety of the game. So you have to be mentally prepared for that coming into a matchup with them.
You have a tough offense as well as a tough defense. A team that kind of smothers you at times. We saw that the first possession of the second half. Now 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter of play. Parsons looks on the inside, and Mia Kushan makes her matchup miss. Tanita White back up and will be fouled, going to the free throw line to attempt. Now lining up her first free throw, and it is no good. And that chant, that miss at 22 chant from the cheerleaders, worked on that one. Has a pretty solid free throw threat, if you will, from the line this season. Misses her first. Second up and good. Friendly roll kind of hit the back of the rim right there and just went right in. It's now Neely Whitehead working against Natalia Casals. Yasmin Lewis wide open to the lane.
Side hip there and realized she was in bad defense position to take her right to the hole. Nice move again. Only a freshman is Lewis.
It's now Kushan right at the three-point line. Gives it over to Casals, and then another cross-court pass. Kind of bounced a little bit too hard right there was BB George, not knowing her own strength as she turns it over to Clarion. Trying to set a pick was Yasmin Lewis, and Misha Hardin Pulliam didn't use it. As now Moltz puts up a shot, and no good off the front of the rim. Being smothered on that sideline there as Clarion possession.
Yeah, sloppy play in the second half. Teams trying to gather themselves after that first half of play. And again, trying some different things out are both teams now, and it's resulted in some turnovers.
It looks like Mia Kushan kind of stuffed her finger on that one. Kind of looked like she came up a little bit shaking her hand. Trying to work that out. Nonetheless, now BB George working against Misha Hardin Pulliam. Now Tanita White in great position, although kind of got tripped up a little bit with a few California Vulcans. It's now in transition. Jeffries driving to the hoop. No good, but she will be called on the charge. So now Clarion will take over.
Easy call there. Just could not gather herself before just charging into the and picking up the foul.
So now that is the Natalia Casals. Now Tanita White picks up her dribble, spins away from her defender, and she will be called for a foul away from the ball, I believe. It's going to be called on number 12. That's Jameer Jeffries.
Yeah, White there with a nice move to the basket and gets rewarded there with that foul pickup. It looked like it may have been all ball, but they saw some contact there underneath.
See a sub in as Bianca Jasper comes in and Jeffrey subs out. It's a little bit of a faster look as I'm a 5'6" guard, freshman, shooting 34% this season. And White's free throw is good, making the score now 39-22. 5 minutes gone in this third quarter of play, 5 minutes to go. Passing around the three-point arc now is California, trying to set up some offense on the inside where it's their bread and butter. Jasper trying to keep it alive, but kind of off-balance pass, trying to corral it. She could not, as it's our media timeout. Now we're going to look at some team leaders for both of these teams. I believe we're going to start with California, seeing them in their huddle. And this California team, it really, you know, Shatara Parsons has really led this team this season, kind of picking up right where Mickey Glenn did last year. You can see her leading in scoring, rebounding, steals, and minutes played. Bianca Jasper, the freshman, leading with assists with 56. And Dylan, she's picking up, as I mentioned, right where Mickey Glenn left off. She's just a workhorse out there on the floor. She really can do everything for her team.
Yeah, picking up there the leading role that Mickey Glenn had. And really not really the same type of player, but they get the job done in their two opposing styles. Now we're going to take a look at Clarion's team leaders. And we mentioned Harden Pullen being their leading scorer. Hasn't really gotten going tonight. She looks for that to change. She also leads the team in minutes. And rebounding there is Weehee. And she hasn't had the night she's been looking as well, but she did have that one possession in the first half where she got 2 offensive rebounds. Look at the highlights here so far in this third quarter, and actually that's right before halftime there, as BB George is able to get to the basket right before the end of the first half. But again, the second half, sloppy play both ends, but Mia Couchon there getting a nice move up and into the basket. And then Lewis on the other side there, Yasmin Lewis, the freshman, with a nice move on the inside, and then drives right to the basket, recognized that Couchon was on her hip, took her right to the hole, and up for 2. So a nice play there. Yasmin Lewis, she's a freshman.
Out of bounds, California will take over possession. Harden Pulliam trying to plead her case.
She's a bit frustrated there. Thought that was off. California, take a better look at this replay here. It's like it's off her right there at the end there. It's off Harden Pulliam's hand, it appeared to be.
And she was saying that it looked like California players kind of kicked it out of bounds. Passing on the inside. Parsons shot up, no good, but she'll be called for a foul. And that's going to be on Tanita White.
Parsons had the look she wanted there. Draws the foul again. All that is just positioning on the inside there as White picked up that foul.
These cheerleaders are relentless. They're saying miss it. They're trying to get in the heads of the free throw shooter California. And that second shot, 18-point lead, nice and comfortable for California. Neely Whitehead trying to make some space against Natalia Casals. Passed it into Tanita White, but right there was Shatara Parsons. Not feeling any pressure as Mia Couchon in transition. It seems like Mia Couchon just trailing her marker right out there on the floor, and then just in that right position, gets that bounce pass, goes up with the hoop with one hand, and gets the shot to fall.
Yeah, again, now California is stretching out this lead back out to 20. A comfortable cushion there for the Vulcans.
So now Whitehead on that three-point arc, and again, 2 straight consecutive possessions as now Gina Valacorsa goes to the basket. And in transition, California is just scoring, getting right to the hoop.
Yeah, I mentioned those points off turnovers early in the game there, Danny. Nice catch in pregame of recognizing the IUP successes with that last game. And again, another opportunity here for California.
Turning the ball over 3 straight possessions. California just trying to rack up those points off turnovers at 11 earlier on in this contest. Kind of an updated number. We'll get that stat for you. It's Mia Couchon now driving underneath the basket. No good as the foul was on the floor. And a sub in, I believe, will come in. Jordan Bekelja will sub in, actually after the first shot. So now Couchon attempting 2 from the line. Cheerleaders quiet this time.
Mentioned there that stat of points off turnovers. California now with 20 points off of turnovers, closing in on IUP's mark from Saturday.
So Mikkel just subs out. Just taking advantage of these mistakes for both sides. It kind of seems like that's what you have to do at this stage. And read up on what your opponent did wrong last time and try to take advantage of that, as Kushan's second is good, making the score now 45-22. One of the largest leads here tonight for California, as Bekelja coming back in. It kind of seems like she hasn't been in this contest at all, other than starting.
And there you see that the injury there to Parsons is not affecting her really when she's getting going, because there you saw her sudden burst, and you'd think if she had an injury that could really, if it was more of a tendon or an Achilles or something, an injury like that she wouldn't be able to do that. But again, nice defense there for California. Again, Parsons playing through just really soreness, a twist there with her ankle or something. But she's impressed me a lot here tonight of battling through that, able to continue her burst of speed that we've been accustomed to seeing.
You can definitely see how she's able to just take advantage of the mismatches out there on the floor. Almost said just like that one, but she brings it back out to the three-point arc. Bianca Jasper passes it in, pushes her matchup down, and then gets a shot right back out, a fresh shot clock. Those second chance points are deadly for this California team. They can do some damage, really set up their offense. They have some opportunity to, as Gina Valacorsa in the corner, no good. Trying to get the rebound right there was Miku Sean, not in position. Been called on the over the back foul. So she pulls away as Yasmin Lewis shot up, no good. Miku Sean gets the rebound this time though on defense. So working on both ends of the floor in the rebound department.
She continues her nice play. Dust Kushan had a double-double last game and continuing a nice performance here tonight.
As a rifle pass from Bianca Jasper, intended receiver was Gina Valacorsa, as good tip-off away there from Clarion.
And Kushan actually now with 18 points and 16 rebounds there for Kushan. Performance, they're able to get numerous offensive rebounds that contributed there to that stat. But that's a monster stat there with a over 15-15 game. You don't really see that too often.
It was a quiet stat line too. It kind of seems like she's just been doing all the work there for her offense and for her defense. As we mentioned before though, a lot of these rebounds for California are coming in the offensive side. Jordan Bekelja really showing her dribbling ability, handling if you will.
Be great to see her pick up a 20-20 game. Interesting to see the last time that's happened there for a California player as well. I know our wonderful sports information department will be right on checking out that stat if she does accomplish that here tonight.
Without a doubt, and their hard work is much needed. We use them a lot for a lot of the stats and all that stuff that we need to come into a game of life. But our SID department is helping us out.
Wonderful play there by Valacorsa, able to pass it on the inside there to a wide open Parsons. I don't know why you leave Parsons open on the defensive end.
Especially wide open underneath the hoop.
Yep. 2 feet away from the basket there. That's not the best defensive strategy.
Another turnover as Natalia Casals goes up. One hand, gets the bucket to fall. Now score is 49-27. At one point, Clarion saw an 18-point deficit, and now it's a 27-point deficit, so they're just trying to get back into this contest. Bekelja gives it over to Weehee. Weehee now drives in, shot up, good, and one. Weehee kind of surprised, fell, and she got on the replay, fighting through that hit, and then looking over, you can kind of see her face right at the end of it, a little bit surprised, but Jasper looking like Mickey Glenn and using has the same antics as Mickey Glenn, walking over and talking to Jess Strom while somebody takes a free throw. It's kind of eerie to see that. You know, she's just emulating exactly what Glenn would do in a basketball game. Casals could not handle that. Now in transition, and Misha Harden-Pulliam getting away from her marker. Getting the shot up and the friendly roll off the side of the rim. Scores now 49-27.
Looks like she's trying to draw the contact there. Was no contact. But she's able to fight through the contact and get the ball up and in.
Parsons now has it. And shot up and good. She drives to the basket now with 5 seconds left. And looks like this third quarter will end of a score of 51-27. So stay tuned. We have some fourth quarter basketball coming up right here on CUTV and live CUTV Sports 1.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks.
Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Clarion, Pennsylvania. Our score is 51-27. Excuse me. I don't know what happened on that one, but California up in this contest 51-27 starting this fourth quarter of play. We'll go back into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck, and joined alongside me is Dylan Godin. Dylan, this California team really flexing their muscle in this one.
Yeah, they're going to let her get her minutes here as she has been battling through some soreness, an injury, but it's Division II basketball. I wouldn't expect anything less. As Kushan now driving in and ball tipped out of bounds. Taking over for Danny as Danny needed relief there himself. There you see Shatara Parsons out there battling. Danny can't even battle through a little cough here to stay on the air.
Yeah, I tell you what, you had that popcorn at halftime. I'm not sure, maybe a piece of that kernel maybe got stuck in my throat. But nonetheless, Shatara Parsons, she's fighting through, doing something I cannot. Asking for 53-27. Excuse me for that. I don't want to do that too often, but Hart and Pulliam now passing it over to Clarion, and Weehee underneath the basket.
Surprised the Golden Eagles haven't tried that out too often here tonight, getting the ball inside the Weehee. She has an advantage there, biggest player on the court for either team. Could get definitely some easy baskets inside.
Valacorsa now has it for the Vulcans and gets it over to Casals.
Nice
Good pass right there over to Mia Kushan.
Yeah, that is a dilly dime there, carrying it over from football season. Natalia Casals threaded that one in there. Wonderful pass and easy bucket there for Kushan, now up to 20 points in this game.
Just a little bit of a touch pass even, kind of predicted where she was going to go out there on the floor. And I believe
a jump ball going in
favor
California.
Yeah, kind of a weird jump ball. You don't normally see it called on a play like that. As you can see, both players kind of going up, both had their hands on it. And
yeah, the ball is definitely loose, but they considered that a jump ball there.
Kind of weird, but nonetheless, California will take over possession with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mia Kushan kind of hit on that one, but nonetheless, nothing called out there as Flood Francis as well as Tanita White will sub in for each respective side.
Nice to see Flood Francis getting some minutes here. The junior out of West Mifflin hasn't played too much, but she's provided some valuable minutes here in this one.
Now Jordan McKelja over to Hardin Pulliam. Pulliam working against Jasper. And that'd be a foul away from the ball.
Weehee was actually going to call 3 seconds on her there. She was battling on the inside there with Parsons. I was trying to get offensive position there, but wasn't able to do so, and then ended up getting called for the 3 seconds.
Good. Dylan, our has Flood Francis pressured against Tanita White. Kushan, wide open shot, up and good. Sunk for her, and I believe that will be her 20th basket. 22nd point of the night. So you were talking about the 20 and 20. She could easily achieve that.
Yeah, still 4 rebounds away from that. That'd be quite the accomplishment there for Kushan.
It's now Bekelja trying to thread a pass in as Parsons now going to the hoop and getting the shot to fall. no signs of injury whatsoever. I mean, we keep hammering that home. She's just looking like her normal self out there. Now she's smiling. You know, maybe that halftime break, even in between quarters, she was kind of just stretching her out. I'm not sure. You kind of mentioned a little bit of soreness, and that makes sense, being that when she really heats up. And a nice steal there from Bianca Jasper, and shot up and good as well. Let's look on that stat again about those points off turnovers, because that has to be skyrocketing towards the end of that third quarter, as well as into this quarter, into the fourth quarter.
31 points.
Exactly. It's crazy. California is just taking advantage of what they're really given. And Weehee, good shot as it bounces around the rim quite a few times.
They're not giving, they're stealing that there to get that in. Little play on words there. Yeah, they're giving it, but they're getting the steals.
Shot up, no good. Tanita White comes down with the rebound. You are correct, though. I just want to, you were right, as Jordan McKelja drives in, gets her shot blocked, as Flood Francis gets the rebound and gets the ball right up back the floor for California. Kushan driving in, gives it over to Jasper, shot up and no good. Gets her own rebound, though, keeping it alive for California and bringing it up to the top of the key.
Yeah, this starting group here for California probably not going to stay on the court for too much longer, as we get a timeout here by California, as there will be 3 substitutions there for the Vulcans.
And they will be using this as the media timeout. It was 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of play. And we're going to take it's now Dylan. Happening here tonight.
And then the great play of Mia Kushan there. Shooters like dribbling, right-handed shooters like to dribble, take one dribble in with their left hand and jump shot and take the shot there with their right. And that's exactly what Kushan did there on that play. And then bullet steal there by Jasper, able to get the steal and then go up the court for the left-handed layup. That's what California likes to see. That's their bread and butter right there. Weehee, though, not to be outdone, drives right to the basket, puts that shot up and in, and she's still third quarter there herself. On our upcoming broadcast there, big one to note is January 20th. So make sure to check that one out. Tell your friends, your family, your cousins, people you've never met before, that you're friends with on Facebook. Tell everyone there about January 27th there, Saturday, Slippery Rock. Both men and women's games will be broadcasted statewide there on PCN.
And also at Edinboro, at Gannon, at Pitt Johnstown. We have a lot of driving ahead of us, Dylan, as well as everybody on this CUTV crew. We have a lot of driving ahead of us. I like to go up to Edinboro. I like Erie a whole lot. So
better hope there's no snow in the forecast there, because that will be a trip up there to, especially Gannon there. If snowy weather, that will make way for a tough commute.
Hey, Edinboro right there. But Edinboro, that lake effect snow can hit them pretty hard. So now Bianca Jasper and this California team looking to stay hot, looking to stay out of the cold.
That's what staying hot is.
As a shot clock violation, but Clarion will come down with the ball anyway, so it doesn't even matter. He's now bringing it up the floor in transition. Harden Pulliam working against Bianca Jasper.
No Kushan or Parsons now, so I don't look like Kushan will be able to pick up her 20 and 20 night, but 22 points, 16 rebounds, still a fantastic effort.
Without a doubt, it definitely is. It was a pretty great stat line to have.
Tough to accomplish as well with the size of Kushan there, not known as really the biggest player on the defensive end, but hustles to get those rebounds. DJ
Hahn shot up, getting the friendly roll, but it will not fall. So now Jasper has an opportunity as BB George falls right in front of her. I know, Dylan, in our 3v3 tournament, you might have had a 20 and 15 night. I'm not sure you're a workhorse in there in the lane. So Weehee comes down with the ball on the rebound.
I think the whole team's retired there from that 3-on-3 CTV basketball league. We had a short-lived career. May make it out for 3-on-3 next year. Have to go defend our title there in the Record League.
And there will be a charge called on the. There is another timeout. They thought they called the media timeout before. I was trying to read the referee's lips before, but nonetheless, this is the media timeout now. And Dylan, with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left, with your team out there on the floor for California, you stay with that lineup. Do not put in Amia Kushan and keep Shatara Parsons and her. Just rest them for this game on Saturday.
I think you definitely need to rest there. Parsons for Saturday, big game again. Hoping for a big crowd as well. They've been pushing that out on campus as well. But here's a look at our CTV Sports 1 YouTube page. I know I just told Jordan Gessner's parents were wondering how they can watch California's broadcast. They didn't want to watch Clarion's. They want to watch ours here at Cal. So I let him know how his parents can get on and watch the men's broadcast later on. So be a nice, cool little broadcast there, tidbit as well. But again, there's our Facebook page. Be on the lookout. We're going to be publicizing this Saturday matchup there on PCN a lot there on Facebook. So give us a follow there on Facebook as well as on Twitter at EUTV_PA.
Yeah, you can always, we have a lot of links on all of those social media sites to our games. You can watch them back. Say if, for the Gessners, if Jordan goes off and has a 20-point night, he can come back and watch it and watch really what happened in that contest. But you can always watch past games. You can watch them live. You might be watching this game live right now. But nonetheless, yeah, definitely follow us on all social media.
And if we score 100 points, we might even post a 100-point milkshake treat there on YouTube as well.
I have yet to receive a milkshake for 100 points. I wasn't here for an 100-point game, so I can't really say that. But pretty cool.
Pretty cool little tidbit where we added on this season. A little more motivation for the team, maybe. As a 3 is hit there by Flood Francis. Don't see that too often there out of Flood Francis. But I doubt the team cares about our milkshake promise there. But nonetheless, we like to think so.
Hey, if they don't care, then if they get it, then it's no big deal. If they don't get it, it's no big deal, I guess. As there is a foul called on the floor. I believe that is going to be called on DJ Hahn.
Not a lot of minutes here tonight for DJ Hahn as she gets charged with this foul. It just looked like maybe White fell down there, but nonetheless, she gets charged with a foul, and does DJ Hahn.
Hardin Pulliam now can inbound the ball over to Weehee, and she will session. And a foul called now on BB George.
BB George's 3rd foul as well.
She's now inbound yet again. It's Hardin Pulliam. Now Tanita White comes over and receives the inbound play. Now 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter of play. It's over to Yasmin Lewis. Lewis from the free throw line. Shot is good. Yasmin Lewis knocks that down. She's a 60% free throw shooter, so you'd think might knock that down anyways. BB George has it on the outside of 3-point arc now. Over to Hahn. Scores 33-point lead, and California really controlling this contest.
Yeah, picking up where they left off last season in this gymnasium there. Picked up a 79-54 victory. Well on the way to a similar outcome here tonight.
Weehee's shot is good from just about the circle underneath the hoop. It's now Bianca Jeffries. Over to Flood Francis with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jasper shot up and no good off the back of the rim. DJ Hahn secures the rebound and sets up the offense yet again for the Vulcans.
Yeah, quickly note as well, the men's game will be on YouTube as well at the conclusion of this one. I believe that's another link to check on that. It'll be a separate link, so if you're watching this game, it'll come once this game comes to a close. Be on the lookout there on our YouTube page for the link for the men's game.
There'll be a foul on the ground on 45. That's going to be on Tracy Weehee, so inbound play for California.
Danny and I will be on radio there for that one, and I believe it's Steve and Colin there on the call there for that men's game on TV.
It's got a treat for that one, but if you'd like to hear our voices, you can head over to WCAL, their live stream on 91.9 FM. So now BB George gives it over to Jameer Jeffries. Now Flood Francis, a wide open shot, as she will elect to drive it in, then give it over to DJ Hahn. Hahn shot up, no good. Tracy Weehee there to secure the rebound. Now Lewis driving in and a foul called on BB George. I believe it will be her 4th foul.
3 fouls here for California. 2:08 left to go here in this 4th quarter of action.
Getting it into Tanita White. White then finds Hardin Pulliam.
Not the night Hardin Pulliam was looking for. Didn't quite get going there from the scoring.
Good move in there from Tanita White, but Jeffries will get the rebound and then over the floor as Bianca Jasper has it now in the corner. Kind of a little bit of a trap play, running into quite a few players, and then on the foul. Bianca Jasper fouled hard here. We're gonna look right here. It looks like they both hit heads as Bianca Jasper see Yasmin Lewis fall to the ground and immediately go towards her nose. And Bianca Jasper now holding her head, walking away from that one.
As White is down. Excuse me, not White, that is Lewis there down after that one as well.
Hate to see that, a head-to-head contact. Bianca Jasper still holding her head over on the side. But we're gonna look at some replays now and really show how California is just dominating in this contest now. Up way to control it, and then just like practice, just going up and like a normal drill, going right up to the basket.
And Weehee driving in there and finishing there for Clarion. Bright spot tonight has been their driving to the basket as BB George, who hits the 3. Don't see that too often there out of BB George. She's more of a driver there. But again, nice move again for Clarion. The story of their game tonight has been just trying to force California up in the air, get them going on the second move there, to drive to the basket and picking up some easy shots.
And it does look like Yasmin Lewis had a little bit of nosebleed on that one, coming up, hitting her face with Bianca Jasper as they're cleaning up the floor just a little bit. Hate to see that that kind of injury. You know, everybody's talking about concussions and all that in athletics here today. But nonetheless, in California will keep possession. So now Clarion has a little bit of time to talk about this one with 1 minute and 46 seconds left. I did mention that California possesses a 30-point lead in this contest, 66-36.
Great performance here by California tonight. Didn't want to get upset after the win there against Mercyhurst. It's kind of a trap game, you could say, as again they lost to Mercyhurst and then come back home to Slippery Rock. Have to make this long circumstances.
Now in the corner, Flood Francis likes to pass into Jameer Jeffries and gets a shot to fall underneath the hoop.
Nice move there by Jeffries, able to get it right to the basket.
With 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the 4th quarter of play now. Taylor Moltz sub in. Tanita White shot up and good. An easy shot to fall.
Again, only averages around 4 points per game. It's not quite the performance here today, and I'm sure she's going to be happy with the effort she gave out.
So now Flood Francis pass over to Jasper. At the end of this contest, Jasper shot up and good. 3-pointer there from the young freshman.
Yeah, California able to get back going from behind the 3-point line. They need to hit those open ones in conference play, especially Cup Conference tournament play. So never hurts to get some more game experience shooting those threes.
Weehee controls that basket, or the ball rather, and puts the basket up and good.
There's a 0.6-second difference between the game clock and shot clock, so California's just going to dribble this one out.
And they will. Jasper gives her over to Hahn. 7 seconds left. Jeffries puts up the shot. She'll be fouled. Going to the line now to attempt 2 to extend their lead even more.
Hey, the refs are staying on their job, even with the game well in hand there for California with 5.8 seconds left to go. They don't shy away from calling that foul, and they did there on Clarion.
They can't take any time off. That's when mistakes are made. First. Score remains 71-39, 5.8 seconds left in this contest. Misses the second, but keeps this ball alive And California will come out of Clarion with the win, 71-39 in PSAC West play. Stay tuned, as Dylan mentioned quite a few times before, as we have some more Vulcans basketball coming up for you, as the men's team will be taking on the Golden Eagles as well. Stay tuned to our next broadcast as well after this one tonight, as California will take on Slippery Rock this weekend live on PCN and the PSAC network. So for Dylan Godet, I was Danny Beck. Thank you for watching Vulcans basketball right here on CUTV.